We're in beautiful Rochester Hills, Michigan. Beautiful Rochester, Michigan here. Beautiful. All right, so this is what we got here in Rochester, Michigan. We have 250 feet of French drain. So start the French drain right here. This is going to be like a cross because this whole spot is bad. Now right here, hook up a solid pipe and put it in the trench with the French drain. And then we're going to use the same trench to take that solid pipe. This is going to be French drain, 250 feet, guys. Just follow the flags. Right here is like a U shape. So that's the branch that comes off the main that feeds the water that's coming off that hardscape. We're going to core right here. Then we're going 70 feet this way, guys. You know, this is the low spot, this is the collection spot, this is the problem area. You can see it. It's a mess. So that's 70 feet. So you got that 70-foot run. Altogether, we got 250 feet. We're going to core the storm drain. All the water that comes off of this beautiful deck, when you have a beautiful, spacious, large deck, you know, it's hardscape, the sheet water just comes off of it, and then it just pools in these flat bed areas. So we're going to put a drain right around here. It's going to be like a U shape. Drop it in the trench and connect it to the solid pipe that we're running with the French drain pipe. 250 feet of French drain. All right, this area was so wet, it's so flat. So we got our main pipe, but we just did a T, or a cross, if you will, cross. We actually have a cross T under there. So we got high octane, we got one solid high octane, and then the perforated. Always put the perforated at the bottom of the trench. Put your solid high octane on the top of the trench. You need that big void. That big void that keeps the water moving. You need that at the bottom of the trench. People always say there's holes in your perforated pipe. Doesn't the water just fall out? I guess it does, but it falls in and out and in and out. What this does, the two giant perforated pipes, well, here we have 3 perforated pipes. This trench got pretty deep over here. We had to grab up some water. It just was like a swamp. We've been in a drought, so, I mean, we're actually quite spoiled because we haven't been wallowing in any mud, so it's been nice. But when you have pipes at the bottom, like high octane yard drain pipe, where you have this giant inlet, the water is going right through the top pipes and stone, and these pipes at the bottom, they create a giant void. Water moves through the void. So when people say, I don't understand how the water doesn't just fall out, there's a bottom to this trench, and these are laying on the bottom. So as the water pours in here and it goes through the stone, through the top pipes, it gets to the bottom of the trench. As the water rises, it runs through these giant voids that these 2 pipes create, and the water does just seek level at the bottom of the trench as it moves through these 2 pipes. We put a 3rd pipe in just to create more air. I want to create as much air in my systems as I possibly can, because air is what prevents iron ock. Air dries it out. It tightens up the yard. Remember, iron ock is 4 ingredients: air, water, and 2 different iron bacteria when they come together. You take one of those things away, you don't have any iron ock. So the one thing I'm able to take away is the water. We can move the water so fast, so quick, it doesn't let the yard even get soft and spongy and saturated. And because we have these pipes in here, this giant void of air, you have so much air circulating through the system, it doesn't hold any water to produce any iron ock. And that's another reason why we love our big stone. If you use pea stone, it stays wet all the time. It's so fine and so tight that there's not the voids between, like the big rocks that you see here, they have monster voids. So air, this breeze, it dries the yard out fast. People are always amazed when we come and install a system. A lot of times people wait 20, 30 years before they do something like this. And they finally just say, you know what, it's time. I've been putting up with it all these years, the kids are gone, whatever the situation may be. But it happens a lot where folks are just like, I'm ready. I've had it. Uncle, fix my yard. And it's easy enough through these pipes, through high octane. So we got one solid on this side because we tied in a downspout. We were having problems with a downspout. This is a really large house in Rochester, Michigan. So that gutter, there's a lot of rooftop water coming, and the water would just be lost in here, and it was so hard to gather. So we did dry this area out with the cross, but we grabbed the downspout water and we didn't let it go. We took it all the way to the storm sewer. Once you catch it at the downspout, don't let it go near your house. We're working in beautiful Rochester, Michigan. Just absolutely beautiful here. Now, because of the common area, this turned into like a bowl. This is put here because there's a busy road, not a main road, but nonetheless, it's a busy road and it's a dirt road, so it keeps down dust and, you know, keeps this beautiful naturescape. But all the water shedding off the house, all the sheet water that's coming off of this patio, it would get stuck. It would be unable to move through the turf grass. Now you can see how all the bluegrass died right here. There's this pooling, vibrant green. It's a less desired grass here in the north. But when the bluegrass is starved for oxygen, it'll die off. And then this less desired turf, it thrives in poor conditions. It was pretty easy. A blind person could have mapped this one out. I realize that. So we have the swale. Always hit the low points. Always. The low points are your collection points. We have this beautiful berm to give the neighbors privacy. This was developed this way. Rochester Hills, everything's rolling. This is actually Rochester. Rochester Hills, just beautiful. This here, there's just nowhere for the water to go. So we are right to the property line to help with that situation. Now that is lower, unfortunately, so that will hold some water, but it won't. Once it reaches our system, that's it. It can't swell up or pool up any more than that. And then if this homeowner wants us to extend off this main, we always can. That option is available to them. So the guys, they're pulling the burrito wrap tight. They're getting the sod on top. This is a really big system, so this was an all-day job for us. When you're doing hundreds of feet, there's no reason to jump around. One job's good enough. But if you're just doing 70 or 100 feet, you can't jump around. We typically will do 2 jobs in a day or 1 large job in a day. So this one came out great. The conditions were just ideal. All the water coming off this patio, it's getting caught in this horseshoe. That water was killing the bushes, wet feet. That tree, the reason why it looks that way is because they've been trimming all the dieback out. That is a Chablo serviceberry, and it has been drowning for years. It'll probably really take off and thrive now. This was really flat. We have a berm over here because of the road. This is the entrance into the subdivision. So you got this bowl effect. And then this gets real flat. So we just went up in here like a cross. I just go right through the low point and I go right through the heart of the problem. If you're having trouble mapping out your system, it's that simple. Water's going to seek the lowest points. You got to have your system in the lowest points. Now, because this is a really, really big house, I mean, the roof water is just insane. We grabbed that, took it to a D-box, and then ran that solid pipe on top of our perforated pipe all the way to the city storm drain. All right, everybody. Until that next video.